Hello, Mike. How are
Hey,
you?
hi, how are you?
You know what? Who invented time saving? Because it was originally invented for the apparently um, for working on the fields, and they were taught
Yeah,
the time difference to the clock daylight saving being abolished. I'm all for that. I think they should just have one set of times worldwide and just stick with it. Because obviously, if you're viewing in the States right now and you thought, wait a second, I thought this was going on out
it's
at 1 p.m.
fuck.
and 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's not. It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we've got the Geek of Steel, Luke. Hello, my friend.
What's up, blood?
I hope you're keeping safe and healthy. Um, yeah, what a week. How have you been anyway? What have you been up to, my friend?
Oh my god. So I'm on vacation this week. Hooray. But
Yay.
as you could tell, I'm still in the fortress of Micatude. And staycations are always my favorite. Um just finished actually interviewing my next guest for on the shelf for we're being dropped on Sunday or Monday.
Yep. And who's that? Can you give us any
I can. He
sneak
is
peek?
Captain. He is Captain Stuart Foley of Trek Yards, a Star Trek podcast and YouTube series, and pretty swell fella. Very
Yeah.
good collection. Very lovely collection. So that's going to be coming soon to a galaxy near you.
And what's the collection? Because Star Trek is he? I presume he's got pins. I presume he's got outfits.
He has a crap ton of phasers, communicators,
Okay.
enterprises, a lot of figures, chess sets. He's got a lot of cool stuff. So I'm looking very forward to him being hopefully a guest again because
Yeah.
the dude's got some awesome stuff. And I'm slacking. I even said it on the freaking show. I've actually haven't caught any of his episodes yet. So crappy host that I am, I'll drink to that.
Do you see any connection between all these collectors that you interview? Is there a common sort of
Human?
thread? Well, yeah, that could be one. But do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, their passions. I think it's a sort of there is a sort of person that collects and is passionate about a collection of one thing. And I didn't know if you had seen a thread, a common,
So
sort of thing between them.
my thing is that, and I get where you're going with this. I catch what you're throwing, but my thing about this is that I feel like I don't want to say I've pigeonholed myself into a certain group of collectors, but as it stands right now, I've had a lot of more the con guests, with one exception.
Mhm.
I've had more like Star Trek, Star Wars, DC, stuff. I'm looking
Yeah.
still for, even Marvel fans I still want, but like I want to start grabbing vinyl collectors, sneakerheads, car collectors, sports memorabilia because I know where you're going with this, and I'm looking to make more of an educated opinion with regards
Mm.
to where they fall in the fandom
Mm.
range. But
Yeah.
it's listen, they're people who enjoy what they collect for various reasons, whether it was something that they grew up on. This guy Stewart said that his older brothers were into Star Trek, so he kind of mushed into enjoying it as well. But it becomes what becomes one person's passion can sometimes become somebody else's. That's how I got into the jewelry, the superhero jewelry stuff.
Yes, which is absolutely awesome. Which I've got a fair amount of it now. Um, so yeah, so that's when's that coming out? That episode of the
Hey, what's up,
Trekkie
Paul?
fan.
It's coming out either Sunday night or Monday, depending on how much editing I can get done.
Awesome. I mean, on the show this weekend for me, I've got James Madio that was in Hook and
Yeah. Oh,
Band of Brothers, and it was quite funny actually because I don't know if you know this, but he played Don't Ask in Hook. That was his name in it. And
Yeah.
I asked him about it because it's an unusual name, isn't it, for a character? And a bit of a
Neverland,
sneak,
bro.
yeah, a bit of a sneak peek. Literally, it was never written into the actual script as "Don't Ask." So every single day, he would go up to Steven Spielberg, James did, and mention that he hasn't got a name yet. It's just Lost Boy number 3, and every single day he just kept on going up. And then Steven Spielberg would say, just don't ask. And then all of a sudden it clicked, and that was it.
That's
You know.
hysterical. That's
So
awesome.
he had a saying his name on hook. But do you know what? Absolutely amazing guess. It's taken me about 3 weeks of rescheduling because of his life and his schedule and everything like that.
Okay.
But
Busy's good though. Busy's good for
I,
any of us.
I tell you what, though, he was wonderful. So that's coming out on Saturday, this Saturday, 8 o'clock UK time, which is going to be 3 o'clock Eastern time and 12 o'clock PST time.
That's it.
So I'm really excited for that to be released. I'm in the process of getting more Band of Brothers guests on.
That'd be awesome.
Uh,
That'd be awesome.
because I just think it's an awesome show. I mean, I presume you've watched it. I think everyone has. And
It's been a
obviously they
while.
did.
Obviously, it's been a while since I've seen it, but
Yeah. I mean, the stories in the interview about the actual show is fantastic. I'm not going to release any more. You'd have to watch it. He also mentions his new project, which is Pep, which is based on Willie Pep, the boxer.
yes. Okay.
And he's playing Willie Pep and is
Really?
going back to production at the moment. So that's where he was off to. So,
Lovely.
yeah. And then obviously I've got Jerry Kramer from Flight of the Navigator on Monday. Again, I've had to reschedule, but I've just released.
It's
Sorry, go
funny. I was watching Disney Plus this morning. I'm sorry that you folks I don't think have access. You have Disney Plus, right?
Yeah, of course we do.
I mean, you can't say of course you do because you ain't getting HBO Max. But
Oh.
when I
Screw
was
you, Mike.
stupid Yanks. This is why I wanted to control you. So
Damn it.
So I was watching Disney Plus this morning after the gym, and of course I was watching Chippendale's Rescue Rangers, and yeah, I'm 41 years old and I still watch the old school cartoons. And what pops up is my recommended watching, but freaking Flight of the Navigator.
What, have you got that on Disney Plus where you are?
Yeah.
What? We haven't got that over here. Damn it. But to be honest, I bought the Blu-ray, so it doesn't matter. I can watch it whenever I want. So yeah, screw you. I can watch it whenever I want. But yeah, so yeah.
Exactly, dude. Thank you. I knew I was waiting for Luke to say that.
Can we endorse that? I don't think we can endorse that.
Would you like to have your show shut down? Probably then not.
No. I'm not endorsing that, but I'm writing it down, Luke. But yeah, so Joey Kramer is on Monday, but I just had Randall Kleiser on, and he was awesome. So that was the episode that just gone on Saturday, just gone, and he was an awesome guy, really was. Really nice chat to about Flight of the Navigator. And we had a little chat about Greece as well, which was quite nice.
That's fantastic.
But yeah, apart from that, I mean, in the news at the moment, have you seen that they could potentially be making another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but following on from the originals?
I did. I saw that. They're it's nice that, I mean, it's a lot of what did Burgess Meredith say in Grumpy Old Men or Grumpier Old Men? You can crap in one hand and wish in the other and see which fills up first. So I'm not entirely convinced. I mean, they put a lot of stuff out there, just like the thing with Henry, that, Henry's doing cameos and X amount of movies, and then he's going to finally get his own. Until you get it, until I see it from like reliable source, it's all wishful thinking, man. This has been a year of a lot of not good, some very good, but it's been a lot of dumpster fires. So I like to get a little bit of confirmation on that. I mean, bro, did you see stuff in the news? Like there's confirmed water on Mars.
Was it Mars? I thought it was the moon.
Oh, maybe it was the moon. It was one of the M's. Yeah. And but like that was like people just
To be fair, though, I would take that news any day because at the moment, all the news is all about coronavirus and your lovely election. So having water on the moon, it's wonderful.
But that's
So
my point. And did you see the thing about the rogue planet that's floating through our solar system?
no,
Yeah, rogue planet
is,
floating through the solar system. Is it Unicron? Is it freaking Galactus? Is it, well, Galactus wasn't a planet, but he did go up. Is it water? Is it War World? Like, is freaking, who's coming? Who's next?
a monolith on Mars.
Oh God.
A monolith. Is he joking? I don't know
It's
if he's joking
dude.
or not.
It's Luke. It's Luke. You people
Yeah.
have your weird ass
Well,
sense of humor, so it's possible. It's possible that this is really happening.
Wait a second, monolith, is that something from Agents of Shield? It is, isn't it?
I mean,
I don't
was
know.
it
It's a
Monolith
reference
was from 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Was it? Okay.
I don't know what Goodage is, but and Google. Okay,
Okay.
you know what, Luke? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna Goodage it while we're talking. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually walk into True Bubblegum at the same time on this one. But I mean, you didn't. I'm surprised you didn't see the thing about the rogue planet, because it's really, at this point, it's like, well, what the hell else could 2020 throw at us?
Did you read that in your paper that you've got in the States? What's it, the Inquisitor or
With
something like that?
The Daily Sun or some crap.
Well, no, you've got a paper
Inquisitor?
out there, a magazine that's like full of like conspiracy theories and Bigfoot on the front page.
I mean, yeah, that's the Daily Sun. I mean, the Mars monolith. Okay, yeah, Mars monolith is a rectangular object discovered on the surface of Mars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, isn't that old school? That's old stuff, man. But even Buzz Aldrin, this is 2009. Even Buzz Aldrin's like, yeah, that was there, but Buzz Aldrin's probably an alien.
Did you see it? Talking about Buzz, did you ever see him hit that reporter guy?
Love it.
He can throw a good punch, can't he? But
listen, the man's old school. Yeah. You know, listen, there's so many. I love seeing the articles about like burglar broke into old man's house, didn't realize he was a Marine boxer, and the guy looks like he got into a fight with a car.
Yeah,
I love those. I always love stuff like that.
But the thing is, this is what I like about the States, right? So in the UK, if someone breaks into your house, we're going a bit off tangent now. If someone breaks into your house in the States, you have got a right to defend yourself and literally shoot them if you wanted to. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
it's like
over
Home Alone.
here,
it's like murder style Home Alone.
With the paint pots off the staircase. But here in the UK, there was a case quite a while ago, but it was quite a famous case. This old bloke, these two blokes broke into his house, and he shot them with a shotgun. But it had, I don't know if it had real like shot in it. I think it was like rock salt or something like that. I could be wrong. But he ended up getting prosecuted for defending because the robbers took him to court. That is one of the things that I just do not get, because if someone broke into my house with my family in this house, I would go alpha male, silverback gorilla, and I don't care. At the end of the day, you should have a right to protect your household.
Do you remember the first Punisher? The one with Thomas Jane?
Of course I do.
One of your guests.
One of my guests, yes.
And remember, he had weapons in every room of his house. He had like a gun under the bathroom and a wrench in this spot and a grenade over here. Yeah, that's my house.
Awesome.
So,
but the thing is, though, have you got any kids?
Not that I know of.
No. Well, if you do recognize Mike, please contact us at www. But
am I your father?
What, British? You've been over to England, but yeah, I mean, that would be awesome. Well, not awesome. I think it's really bad if you've got to get to that stage where you've got to have weapons in every single room in your house.
I mean, it is New York City. It is New York City, so you never know.
What? Billy Joel never sung about that. He sung about beautiful things about New York City.
That was also, bro. That was the 80s. That was in the 80s too, dude. This is 2020. This is freaking how many? This is 40 years later. 40 years later.
Yeah.
So we're getting back to that point though.
Yeah, I think the laws need to change. I think that there's too many people that are getting prosecuted here in the UK for just doing the right thing. But then I think that's where a lot of things are right in the states. I mean, you've got some weird laws. You've got some weird laws. But the fact that you can do that if someone's on your property, defend yourself, I think is great.
Here's the thing, and I can honestly say that I've never taken somebody's life before. I don't imagine that it's an easy thing to do for many people, especially somebody who has never had a weapon or has bought one for whatever. But like it's not unless you are of that mind of no conscience, no soul. That's not an easy thing to live with, dude. I mean, they show stuff like PTSD and stuff, and people go into counseling for a reason for that stuff. It's taking somebody's life is never a no joking thing. But I mean, if it's kill or be killed, I mean, that's Luke's gonna stab him with a quindent. It's not a trident.
To be fair, if anyone broke into Luke's place, I think they would stop, because when they see his bedroom, I think they'll be well confused.
Do you see can you see like right here on my shoulder, over my shoulder? Yeah, that's a garbage pail full of swords.
Wow.
So there's how many in there? Hold on.
And that's a witch's sword.
3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 swords in there. There's 7 swords just there. I have my Witcher sword right off camera over there. I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah,
and
I'm
gonna keep talking. Yeah. I won't be able to hear you, but I'm just gonna keep yelling until whatever happens. But I actually have the sword, and then I had a 3D one made up for cons. But well, there ain't no cons, so
yeah, exactly.
We ain't doing that. So hold on. Okay. So hi, welcome to
the world of swords.
Welcome to the world of swords. I am your host, Mike.
Good day, fine sir.
Good day, sir.
What have you got there, Squire?
Right, so we have here an authentic replica of a witch's sword. But yeah, so I got a bunch of swords and other various accoutrements. But it's not. Let's be honest. Let's before anyone, your sponsors or anything, think that I'm like some Kevin McAllister who's looking to have people lured into his house to murder the crap out of them. I'm a collector, and collectors are not necessarily collectors of one thing. You could be a collector of Superman stuff, as well as wine, as well as cars, as well as anything else. So I happen to just like swords.
Yeah, it's fine. And then obviously, if someone did break in, it would be like the scene in the film Twister when they go into the barn and they look around and they see all them swinging blades, and they're like, "Oh dear,
nope, I'm out."
Looking for the door. Yeah, I'm out of here. But luckily, to be honest, where I live, it's not that bad, to be fair. But I'd love to be able to have swords like that on display.
You got young ones. You got youngins, so that's no bueno.
Exactly. I can't. Yeah, exactly. I've got to hide everything. Literally, my 3-year-old would run around with it.
Would be like a Twister through your freaking
the cats up. Yeah. But it's annoying that I can't have them. I can't have that. I've got to be paranoid with my Superman crystal, because every time I come home, it's slightly lopsided, and I'm like, "Who's touched it?
Yeah, who touched it?
Change it around."
Fingerprints. You're dusting for fingerprints like it's freaking CSI.
So if anyone's watching us on Twitch, because we're on Twitch as well now, which is I think the young person's channel, only because they've got so many options on Twitch. It's unbelievable.
Have they started calling us boomers yet?
No.
Yay!
No. I get called a boomer at work, to be fair, but
I get called a lot worse than a boomer at work.
Well, I used to in previous jobs. A lot worse than that, but hey ho. And but yeah, so sorry, I was just thinking about my old job. So we're on Twitch, so it's obviously if people want to follow this channel, this show, you can do. and also on YouTube as well as Facebook. And Instagram is getting quite busy at the moment. I noticed for
Fantastic.
yourself and myself.
Yeah.
Christmas is just around the corner, my friend. Which you're not a very Christmassy person, are you? No.
Not yet.
Oh, humbug.
Not
But
yet.
the great thing is, I was going to say, Andrew Lincoln from The Walking Dead is going to be streaming. I don't know if it's going to be available. I don't know if it's going to be what's he put?
I'm looking at this a-hole.
He's on Twitter as well. Do you know what? You know what? I can imagine him with like 3 laptops, just watching it in like 360 degrees.
Actually, Brian, that's probably pretty accurate.
Yeah.
But you know what though? I'll give props to Luke before you get into the Andrew story. I'll give props to Luke because Luke is definitely one of the faithfuls here, and we have a couple of them. But Luke has always been faithful, and he's also our fact checker.
Yeah, definitely. And do you know what? His page as well on Facebook. I'm all for shouting out and promoting everyone. The Geek of Steel, absolutely awesome. You can find it on Facebook and YouTube. And Twitch as well.
Yeah,
and Twitch, yeah.
True.
But no, what I was going to say about Andrew Lincoln, I don't know if you'll be able to get it in the US, but he's in a stage production of A Christmas Carol, and they're going to be streaming it live to the world.
That's neat.
I hope.
Probably.
And from the promo pictures, he actually looks all right, because he looked a bit scruffy anyway, didn't he? In Walking Dead. So I don't know what to think about that. But do you know what? Another thing, I don't know. Have you seen Borat yet?
I haven't.
Don't bother.
I'm not. Here's the thing. Sacha Baron Cohen to me is a very talented actor. He's a very good character actor. I've never been a fan of the public embarrassment humor, I guess you could call it, that he does. Like, I like shows like I've actually recently started, I think we've talked about this, in Practical Jokers. I've actually started, like, I get the snippets on Facebook, and so I've been enjoying it a little more, and that to me is a little different because they embarrass themselves, but I don't like it. I don't like it when he goes out and he makes asses out of these people, and for the sake of humor. And I get it's all part of the, and he's been in some very funny other things. But that's just not my bag.
I mean, I was having a conversation today about it because I didn't enjoy it at all. I didn't think it was funny. And do you know what? I didn't. You know what? I liked the first one, but I don't know if it's an age thing. I don't know if the older you get, the more responsible and grown up you get. I don't know, but I had a couple of glasses of wine, so I was loose. I was ready for a good laugh. I was looking forward to it, and I just thought it was like they're trying to make fun of people.
Yeah,
like literally, as you said it, their expense. And the ex-mayor of New York,
Rudy Giuliani, he makes him look like a pedophile. I saw that.
I just think that was awful.
Yeah, I know.
And looking back now, I can understand why he's tried to have a lawsuit against them, because that can literally ruin someone's reputation completely.
Yeah, it doesn't. And then of course it doesn't help that I'm sure that he is of the opposite political party of Mr. Giuliani, so it is probably not in his best interest to defend him or go, no, nothing was inappropriate. Yeah. So, I mean, there was that one woman, I guess, who was from some church or something, who was supposed to be driving his on-screen daughter somewhere.
Yeah.
And like, I don't understand. I didn't watch it, so I can't really comment completely, but there was something about, like, she was made to look like an ass or something, and like she wound up doing a GoFundMe page, or she felt she wasn't properly compensated or some crap, and she's up to $170,000 for a GoFundMe page, man. That's crazy.
Jeez.
Even Sacha Baron Cohen even said, "I'm going to donate $100,000 to you," and she's like, "No, send it to my church," which is fantastic, and she seems like a swell gal. So that's not the question, but like, why do you feel then? Why are these people coming on? You're making asses of them, and it's like cringe humor, and I'm not a fan of cringe humor. Maybe, and I've never been. Even in when the first Borat came out, it's like,
Yeah, do you know what? The first one, there was bits that I thought was funny and the bits that I didn't. And I'm the type of person, I can't watch the screen when it's cringeworthy where you're
You're
thinking,
like,
oh no, I'm like looking away and I'm
right.
thinking it's on the TV. But no, I mean it just came across as if like Amazon Prime was just throwing a bit of money Sasha's way and just said, come up with your version of the second one and we'll put it out there.
It seems like, like there's certain times like Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's one who has always said that he was never going to do sequels, never going to do sequels, and then he does a Dumb and Dumber sequel, or even he did Ace Ventura, and then he did Dumb and Dumber. And I think after the Ace Ventura thing is when he said he would never do another sequel. And then you throw enough money at somebody, and I guess morals are flimsy.
Yeah, yeah,
It wasn't good.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just think that I mean when they mention the Holocaust in it quite a bit, and they make the fun of the Holocaust. Like
I'm not surprised.
he's dressed up as a this character that's supposed to come across as his impression of a Jewish person, and it's so offensive. It really is. And that was the point where I just wanted to turn it off, and I did, and I watched something else instead.
Well, my thing is that there's always going to be a market. So, well, I mean, we're in a cancel culture right now. We're like, if it's deemed too offensive, people get rid of it. Like, okay, perfect example. And I just read this today. They did that remake of that Witches that Angelica Houston was in.
Yeah, and they've just had to apologize.
Yep. Because
yeah.
because again, and spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it, Anne Hathaway, who's one of the I guess the main witch, I guess her true form, her hand is different. Is different. Is looks different, and I guess that's an actual medical condition. And so the people who have that medical condition are a little upset about it, and so they had to apologize because they felt that that their disability was portrayed in a negative light. So
do
I mean,
do you know what? It's very difficult for any filmmaker now and any TV showmaker to not offend. I think that we are in a culture where the majority of stuff does offend. I mean, you look back in the 80s and look at comedy. I mean, in the UK, we had Pace, Hugh and Pace, I think they're called, and they microwaved a pretend cat for a sketch. And do you know what? It was very funny.
I'm sure it was.
But it's because everyone knew it was a fake cat. Everyone knew, look, you shouldn't microwave cats. But it had the most amount of complaints sent into, I think it was Ofcom at the time, and it got taken off the air. And we had a thing called Spitting Image. I don't know if you know what that is. It was like a satire series, and they made puppets out of famous politicians and film stars.
Okay, now I know it.
But it was like a caricature of them, and you wouldn't get that now because of the amount of complaints.
Isn't that like along the lines of Phil Collins when that Land of Confusion? How they had all the in Genesis, right, that kind of puppets. See, that's an oldie. That's a boomer reference for those of you who got that one. Sorry, good song, good video.
Yeah, Phil Collins is good, and I can't believe his daughter that
Lily.
Phil produced someone like Lily. I just can't see it, but your comparison, I suppose, is Saturday Night Live. That is where people
In Living Color, Saturday Night Live. There was a lot of
they mock people and everything like that. So I suppose that's your comparison to Spitting Image. Which
you look at the American comedians and Canadian comedians of the 80s. You had like even Eddie Murphy stuff, Robin Williams stuff, George Carlin, Sam Kinison. You have people who like the stuff that they said. I mean, Eddie Murphy's 2 specials alone were crazy, like complaints and everything, and you can't show those things anymore. You'd never be able to produce something like that. Hell, look at Mel Brooks' movies. Look at look at History of the World. You think History of the World or even Blazing Saddles would be able to be made right now?
No, I'm surprised they haven't tried to ban them. But yeah, I mean, in the UK, we've got a comedian called Frankie Boyle, and he's hilarious, a Scottish comedian,
Okay.
and he is very funny, but he's very. It's one of those ones that you will laugh, then afterwards you'll go, "Ooh, yeah, I shouldn't have laughed at that." And he's very good at what he does. He's a very intelligent man, but he's not for everyone. I don't know if Luke agrees, but Frankie Boyle, I wouldn't watch. Everyone
Here's
else
the
is
thing.
fine.
Here's the thing about stuff like this, and I don't know if we've ever said it on this show or not, but I know I've said it. We're talking with other people. If there is something that you don't like that offends you on television, on YouTube, or anything else, including this show, for whatever reason, turn it off.
Yeah.
Turn it off. Don't watch it. You know, if it doesn't, it shouldn't impact your life to the point where like you lose sleep and everything else. If you know, there have been so many words over the years, even that people can't say anymore because it upsets people, and that's fine. If it upsets you, then don't watch it. Don't listen to it. You know, it's
yeah. I mean, it's not like in your face. You know what I mean? It's like watching a horror
right.
movie and turning it off if you're getting too scared. You know, you're not going to complain about it. And Luke's apparently has seen Frankie Boyle live, and it was tricky to laugh. See, it's not. Yeah.
There's somebody who I just started watching on Facebook. I believe his name is Andrew Schultz, and I find him. Let me see. It's called his Facebook page is Andrew. It's Andrew Schultz, American comedian and actor. I don't know what the hell he's been on television wise, but I've been watching his snippets of stuff. And dude, he's got that. He's equal.
Yes, I've seen him. Yeah,
he's equal opportunity with going after everybody. And it's again, you laugh and you find it funny and you take it for what it is. It's a joke. This guy isn't going out there and joining hate groups and freaking stoning people. It's supposed to be observational humor.
Yeah, he's been in quite a bit, to be fair.
I don't watch enough television.
He's been in Sneaky Pete, whatever that is.
Sounds like a porno.
Benders.
Oh, Benders. Okay, Benders. I know. Otherwise, I would have said it's a porno.
Crash In. I don't know.
These all sound dirty, dude.
Victor.
Right. He was in The Female Brain. What, Jay? I didn't see that one either. But his stand-up stuff is hysterical. It's hysterical. It's inappropriate as hell, but it's hysterical. The guy's pretty spot on with like a lot of his stuff, and he's funny. But again, some of the stuff you laugh at, you're like, should I have laughed at that? You know. Yeah.
So, actually, just this is just reminded me. You know, profile pictures on Facebook. Okay. What's your view on when the same people take the same pose?
He's such an idiot.
I'm putting that on because
why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't I? Taking the same profile picture, but like the same expression, but you can just see it's a different day. What's your view on that? When people like literally, if you put it in one of those books, you know, them snap books.
The flip books.
Yeah. Literally, their faces wouldn't move or expressions wouldn't move, but their outfits would just change. You know,
I like the time lapse ones. Like I've seen time lapse ones that are like that, where like they get the person who's like 2 years old into like 16.
Awesome.
Those are neat. But the same person who's like. And it's just different outfits and stuff.
Yeah, or the pouting, like that, going
the duck face. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of it. Or people who post on Instagram with like post pictures of their like items and figures, and they have to have their face in every picture because like we have like, do we really need to see your face, dude, or ma'am or lady? No, we don't. You're there. Promote your product. Promote that. Yeah. We don't care what you look like.
There was rumors that they were getting rid of Instagram, you know.
Well, I heard that they were getting rid of the likes, and they were getting rid of they've gotten rid of Instagram's gotten rid of hashtags for the last couple of days because of censorship. Who the hell knows? They said it had something to do with the elections, but at one point they were talking about getting rid of likes, so you didn't know how many likes you were accruing with your pictures. It doesn't matter. Like my show, and I'm sure like your show, I don't care if 1, 10, or 100 people watch one of my episodes. I like making them. Just like
Yeah.
people, like you shouldn't be taking your social media influencers. Don't I've seen ridiculous behind the scenes stuff, like during all those unfortunate George Floyd riots. You saw
Mm.
social media influencers who would literally go up to a business owner who was boarding up their business, have their significant other standing behind them, go, "Oh, can I hold that screw gun for a second?" Hold the screw gun, put it up to the freaking board, pretend like they're
Yeah.
helping, and then leave.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's
also
all
they could,
image, isn't it? Yeah. That's
dude,
shocking. That
screw
that that
that.
that is. But do you know what? I've been convinced by the family to get onto TikTok. Um, don't worry, I'm not making any videos like TikTok videos. Literally, that is absolutely beyond my. I've literally just put pictures of my guests. That's it. That's as adventurous as I've got on TikTok. I'm sure Luke's got loads of videos of himself dancing or whatever.
If he does, he hasn't thankfully shown them to me because I probably would tease him mercilessly. But listen, like every social media medium, there are great content creators. There are people who I've seen the people who do like the quick changes. They do the renegade. They do like they're in plain clothes and they put on their fancy dress or they put on
Yes.
costumes and stuff. I've seen those are all real neat, and I give people a lot of credit. But some of it, like I've seen law enforcement go on them and do and like dance and stuff, and like why are you in a uniform, red gun belt, and dancing around like a fool?
I think they try and do it so they can come across as not the bad guys to the majority. I don't know.
You're
I
right.
think
That's
it.
probably the logic
Yeah,
behind it. But that's
yeah. Thing is, I'm not offended by it. I don't turn it off. I don't say, do you know what? I don't like it. But saying that, there's so many young kids that are on it at the moment, and it's just hit the news in the UK
he's such an
because there's
asshole.
apparently a dance that's going on. Um,
He's such an asshole. I swear to God.
I'm gonna put that on. There
plug.
I think it's
Luke, do they have enough?
shameless.
Shameless plug, right? Hashtag
Yeah,
shameless plug 2. We did one and now you're doing one. But you know what? Honestly, I'll plug this episode because
yeah, it is good. Yeah.
Jim Cummings is one of those voice actors who, like Rescue Rangers, because he was on Rescue Rangers, we grew up with. He was one of those like
Yeah.
Peter Cullen from Transformers, or
Yeah.
Maurice LaMarche, who did so much stuff. They're amazing actors. So it was really neat to hear Luke talk to him. And he didn't, and it wasn't Luke's fault because who the hell could keep a straight face talking to Luke? But he didn't look great. Jim Cummings looked a little under the weather. So I hope whatever was bothering Jim is more gooder than it was. But it was a fantastic interview, and he even did some of the voices. So that was kind of neat too.
I know, how lucky is that? Imagine interviewing Peter Cullen, and he starts the interview as Optimus Prime. I think you'd wet yourself, wouldn't you? You'd wet yourself.
I'd pass out. Not only would I wet myself, I would also pass out. And
You would also.
Frank Welker. Oh my God, dude! I could sit here and list names of voice actors until freaking what was supposed to be the start of this episode an hour ago.
Do you know what? I wonder if anyone's asked him to do a voicemail message as a character.
I've been to cons before. Where like even Rob Paulson, who was the voice of Raphael in the original Ninja Turtles animated, who was the voice of Pinky in Pinky and the Brain, and so many other things. And he was at a show, and they exactly that, where they were like, write it out on a piece of paper, and he'll read it and he'll do the and all that other stuff. And I heard one of them, and they're really neat. But I'm sure that they get them. Would Peter Cullen or Frank Welker do it? I don't know. I haven't seen Peter Cullen do a con in forever. And Frank Welker as well. And
Yeah.
I'm not just talking. I'm talking pre-COVID. So
yeah. They came over to the UK. I know Peter Cullen did. He did the Love of Sci-Fi in Manchester, I think it was. But yeah, I don't think he does a lot because of his age and traveling. And I think unfortunately now, I don't think, it's gonna happen again for a while. Do you reckon April? Do you reckon this will all blow over by April, or do you think it's still going to be?
Brian, we've been smartasses over here in the States about when the lockdown was going to end, and we all said it was going to end November 4th. So,
Okay.
what's up, Notch?
So just to give you an election update, Biden 227, Trump 214, apparently, on my update here.
You're also
So
you might be a little behind.
this is BBC live updates. So I don't know how live they are.
It's not that live because I have it as Biden 248 to Trump's 214. Or is that what you just said and I had a stroke?
Yeah, I did 227 against 214.
248 to 214.
Do you know what? I think the elections over in the US is just crazy. I think it's fascinating to watch. It's not like elections over
It's
here.
like watching a car accident.
It's like American. Well, it's American. Everything's 20 times bigger. Do you know what I mean?
It's embarrassing though sometimes, dude. It's embarrassing some of this shit. It's kind of like, everyone looks at us sometimes like, there was that meme. I don't know if you've seen it. Like you saw The Boys, and
Yes.
you saw and Homelander, and there was one that was like it was Henry Cavill's Superman side by side with Homelander, and it was like how the U.S. views itself, which was Henry, and then how the rest of the world views the U.S., which was Homelander. And I feel like that's pretty accurate.
No, you know what? Do you know? You know what? You know what? I love the States. If I had a chance, I would happily move over there. And I just love everything about the States. But the elections, it's just like it's gone crazy. I mean, it is literally, as you said, it's like a crash TV. The fact that Trump has already said that he's won the election. And
he said it at 2
on.
o'clock last night. So what happened was, and I'll give you the breakdown on this side. He said thank you, politics talk. I'm with you, Luke, but this will take 2 seconds. So he said at 2 o'clock in the morning that he won, but then they started counting the mail-in ballots and everything else, and so now he unwon, as you could tell. Listen, my thing. This is like everything else that we talk about on the show.
Yeah.
If it's something that like. We have no real, we vote. It's a process, and we all vote, and we have a right to vote as American citizens and as a citizen of the world in any sort of democratic, leadership. But at the end of the day, whoever is your president, whoever was picked, whoever was elected, you kind of just have to. That's what happens. It is what it is, and you just move on.
And 60,000 people voted for Kanye West. He got
wait till I run.
votes.
It is like a drunk party. It is like a drunk after party. It is. It is. And they got to call the cops in to freaking break it up. They call the National Guard in to break that crap up. Wait till I run. It'll be Lemaire in 2032 or some crap, whatever. Awesome. I'll run in an odd year, so it'll make it like weird. 2033. They'll be like, why is he running on an off year? Like, I don't know. Just let him. Just pat him on the head. He wears a Superman costume. He's fine.
Well, hopefully it'll be all over soon, and COVID will all be over, and we can get back to normal. April time, there's a convention over in the UK at Wales Comic Con that I really want to go to.
Oh, Wales Comic Con! Oh my God, I've heard Luke and some of the League of Steel talk about that one.
Oh, it's awesome! Yeah, Mike for president! Yay, we'll get you some badges sorted out.
Oh, I can make my own badges, sweetheart.
But yeah, I mean, Wales Comic Con is awesome because they've just moved venue as well, and they had it planned for April last year, and then it got delayed. No, April this year, and it got delayed, and then it's been cancelled again, and it's been moved to April next year. I just want it to happen. It's just I'm getting withdrawal symptoms because going to conventions, it's awesome. Getting early. Hey man, I get convention anxiety. I've got to get there so early. It's unbelievable because I want to be at least 4 or 5 in the queue, and I've bought an early bird ticket, so I get in before everyone else as well. But if I don't, I get a bit anxious. Do you know what I mean? So
I understand. That's why it was always nice being a vendor. Being a vendor was always nice at these shows and getting in a little early. But I like the selling. I like the meeting the people. And if I worked with anybody at my booth, then I would tell them to watch the shop. And I would go meet them. Or if, like, years ago, I was at a show in New Jersey, and Cyborg Ray Fisher was there, and so the
Oh,
guy that I was working with wound up because I had produced at that point Cyborg pins, which did glow in the dark, and I made sure that Ray Fisher got one, and I have it like one of my pin backer cards. I have it signed with the pin on it. So I don't necessarily. There's very few celebrities that I've ever wanted to really meet. Matt Ryan was one of them. Constantine and
he's lovely. Yeah,
fantastic, swell guy.
Really nice guy.
Nathan Fillion was one. Met Henry Cavill. The list of celebrities is few and far between. And I've seen pictures though. My thing, and yes, I miss cons, but now what's the future of cons? When you meet these celebrities, I've seen pictures with celebrities where they have plexiglass in between them.
Yeah.
Why go?
Like the standard, and they're paying full price still for those photos, like over $100, and it's like a sheet of plastic, and they just stood on one side. I just don't get it, and I feel sorry for the young females or the females that say meeting Jeffrey Dean Morgan and they want their stereotypical hugging him pose, and they don't get that.
Terry Hatcher, yep, that's Terry Hatcher, right? And Erica Duranson, whatever. This isn't about that, Luke. This is about the future of Comic-Cons and and where we're going with this in the future. And I think that, and I'm hoping that by like the summer of next year, we'll start to see some sort of semblance of normalcy, whether it means, larger conventions and not less on Zoom. Because bro, I mean, again, and I know like, Coolwater does it and everything, and it's great. And it's great that there are people that are providing avenues to meet their favorite celebrities still. But there is still nothing like going to a con, socializing with folks, standing, especially the celebrities that'll talk to you for more than just sign, swipe. It's an experience.
Definitely.
And it's unfortunate that Big Bang Theory perverted being nerds and geeks so badly, in my opinion. I feel like we got too commercialized. We used to listen, bro. I don't know about you, dude, but we're not turning this into TED Talk or anything. But when I was younger, I got freaking abused for being a nerd. And now all of a sudden, everyone's like, "It's cool to be a geek. I'm gonna wear geeky glasses and be cool." Dude, I got the crap kicked out of me once or twice for being a nerd. You know what I mean? So like,
to be honest, I was getting beaten up anyway. So by girls. Mainly.
Some people pay extra for that.
I know. Think about it. Years later. So yeah, I don't think they even had time to discover I was a nerd, to be fair.
Right.
But
hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
See, look, put your glasses on.
Glasses. Yeah. Glasses.
Yeah. Thing is, I can't wear contacts because if I wore contacts,
where'd you go? This is like Clark Kent Superman. No. Bryan, where'd you go? Oh my god!
Oh no!
Where's this guy?
But I've got astigmatism, so I've got to have like a toric contact lens, but they can't get it exact. So one eye's blurred all the time, and I just can't be doing with it. Yeah, exactly. So it's not good when you're driving. So
no, bad, very bad. I had the surgery. I had the surgery done.
Yeah,
with the corrective surgery. It was nice, but it's bad in some ways.
But then again, if say one eye's blurred, surely you can put a patch over it and drive
like a pickle pirate.
If someone's got one eye, they can still drive. Obviously, their depth perception is a bit off. I mean, I'm sure they can drive with one eye.
Post that. Put that up.
Behind the scenes talk. I work in opticians, and when people say, I want to look like a geek, it's a life choice. A geeks for life, not Christmas. Yeah.
Right. I want to look like a geek, so Luke looks behind him and gives him a wedgie.
yeah. Slaps him about a bit and go.
Gives him a swirly and a wedgie and punches him in the face. There you go. Now you look like a geek.
And say Batman or Superman, and then that depends on the service.
And they're like, "Oh my god, I love those Marvel characters."
Gives them the kids' glasses. Yeah, they really look good on you.
Atomic wedgie. Oh god, atomic wedgies. Do you know what an atomic wedgie is, Bryan?
To be honest, I've probably had so many wedges. I've probably had it. What's an atomic wedgie?
That's the one where they go over your head they rip your underwear out.
Well, I've had my underwear ripped off, but it didn't go.
And you didn't pay for it.
I didn't pay for it, and I walked funny for quite a few days.
Again,
and that was by a best mate.
That's all right. That's okay.
Yeah, I got him back. So yeah, I'm having treatment now still, but
Well,
people's elbow. You think, well, The Rock.
I mean,
But no,
again, depends on what you're into.
yeah, Luke's into a lot of stuff, isn't he?
Have you
You
met
know
him?
what? Yeah, I think we should invite him on one week, and we can just find out what is yeah what he's really passionate about. So I think we're going to wrap this up, Mike, because we've
Because
been
I don't know
chatting
what the
for
hell we
quite a
talked about
while.
for 50 minutes.
No, and not a trailer in sight.
Hey, listen. I feel my feeling is I like trailers. They're neat. They're entertaining, but I also like we have I like talking with the folks. Well, today was really just Luke. And and Notch was there, and thanks to Faye for the nice T-shirt comment. But yeah, I'm always a big fan of social interaction, as you are as well.
Yeah.
And so I think that once they re-release the Justice League trailer with the new music, I think maybe we'll have to replay
it. Yeah. But no, I've enjoyed today, and it's nice to have you back. Hopefully, you can come on next week as well. Fingers crossed. What's that? I'm driving tonight, but if I am a guest, I will behave.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Yeah. He'll be plugging his show all the time.
Why would you behave, dude?
Oh, bless. But yeah, so just a bit of housekeeping regarding our channel. So again, thank you everyone that's been watching, everyone that's watching this after it's gone live. Thank you so much. We're going to be doing this weekly, remember, so put it in your calendars.
Yeah,
so it's going to be 8
people
o'clock.
on this side, people on this side of the world. Remember, it's an hour earlier now.
So do you want to still do it at 3 o'clock? We can do it at 4 o'clock.
We might have to do it at 4 o'clock, but because of work.
So that is fine. So 4 o'clock Eastern time. So that's anyone New York side of America, just in case they don't know.
People forget where they are with this crap going on.
Yeah, that is 1 o'clock PST time. That's LA side, and that's 9 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time in the UK. So it's 9 o'clock next week, 4 o'clock.
Be more super time. After dark.
Yeah. We'll have to change the back thingy to like moonlight and all that lot, and we'll have to get my smoking jacket on and we can talk about unsolved crimes in like a very deep and like Jonathan Frakes when he comes on and it does.
Well, that was well, no, you're the Unsolved Mysteries was one, and then Jonathan Frakes did like the other like weird or real or true or not true or some crap.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll do it. I'm in.
Yeah, awesome. So let me just get the banners up for people to have a look. Again, they can follow Mike's show on Instagram, which is instagram.com/on-the-shelf_the series. And obviously YouTube as well. Jump onto YouTube, subscribe, share the love, and get on there as well.
Share the love.
Share the love. We need love in this world. And then obviously for my show, Be More Super, the podcast, it's Instagram as normal. Obviously on Facebook and YouTube. They both can get found on YouTube by putting the name in. Subscribe, share the love, and by subscribing, you're never going to miss out on an episode in the future, and you get these lovely
whatever time it may be
shows as well. Yeah, no, that's awesome. So, Mike, look after yourself.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I'm glad we spoke about the stuff that we have.
I don't remember what we talked about.
To be honest, good luck with everything in the US. Hopefully, everything turns out all right. The way I live life, it is what it is. Whatever happens.
Okay, and
you just got to look after yourself and your family. Polish your swords, sharpen them, or whatever you do in your spare time.
I mean, polishing your sword's a whole nother episode. That's the After Dark episode.
Oh dear. Yeah, so we could talk about that next week. But that's it, my friend. Anything that you want to say to sign off with?
Nope. I think we're good. Everyone, be good, be safe. Don't stab each other with swords.
Yes. No stabby swordy.
No stabby swordy.
No stabby swordy. All right. Cheers.